Hi, this is Dan Joseph of the China Learning Curve. Is it time to abandon China? This is the first of our four-part blog series analyzing this question. This post focuses on the Chinese economy. People have been predicting the fall of China almost from the moment it started to rise. They haven't been right yet, but that doesn't mean they never will be. In this blog, we consider a topic that has been debated on and off for years. Is China's economy going to implode or, under a slightly more benign scenario, enter a period of prolonged stagnation? Let's start by considering some of the basic facts. First, China's economic growth rate is definitely decreasing. However, that's no reason to panic. You can't grow at 10% forever. It's natural for China to transition to a slower growth rate. China will likely settle into a growth pattern of about 5 to 7%, which will be healthier and more sustainable for China over the long term and will produce plenty of opportunity for businesses. So slower growth is not a big problem. But we also have to mention that China has complicated things by using debt to boost growth, particularly over the last 5 years. Debt to GDP during that period has ballooned from 120% to 250%. Now, that might not be too high yet, but the rate of growth of debt is unsustainable. Given the above, we could describe the basic bull and bear positions relative to China as follows. Bears focus on speed. This summer, the IMF reported that in the last 50 years, only 4 countries have experienced debt accumulation as rapidly as China has during the last 5 years: Brazil, Ireland, Spain, and Sweden. And all 4 of those countries had banking crises within 3 years of their supercharged growth. Bears think that China will be the next to have such a crisis. Now, bulls would counter that, as we said above, China's absolute debt level, while high, is not critically high, not yet. In fact, it is below the 300% that characterizes much of the developed world. So bulls would say that as long as China limits debt growth moving forward, crisis can be avoided. In fact, China's leaders have signaled that that is exactly what they intend to do: limit the growth of debt in the economy. Although time will tell if they actually follow through on this promise, there's good reason to believe that if they do, crisis can be avoided. One other point should be made relative to the economy. As we like to say, China hasn't experienced tremendous growth because communism suddenly worked. China's growth is a result of a gradual transition from communism to capitalism. To keep growing, China has to continue to liberalize its economy, to make more of the economy subject to free market rules and practices. Again, China has signaled it intends to do exactly this. Even if China does continue to liberalize, there is also the question, will it do so fast enough, given the economic headwinds it faces? That question, how fast China chooses to continue to liberalize, plus China's approach to controlling debt, those are the key issues to watch as we assess how China's economy will perform in the future.